So yet again, not much progress up here, because I had to deal with some storm damage. So let's jump right back to the roof. Here you can see the wedge board, which will raise the lowest roof tile a little up and give us something something to attach the gutters to. Also, we are installing the front board right before we start nailing down the first battens. It starts to look like something. Next, we took out one rafter where we will install one big window, but then started installing one of the smaller ones first. This turned out to be a good idea, because this being the first roof windows of this type we installed, we made a mistake. We thought we had to install the insulation frame after putting the window in place, but this wasn't the case. It had to go in first. That's why we had to take it out again, but with a smaller window it was easier than it would have been with a big one. And this is my wife inspecting the work we did that day. And this is her face after realizing that the windows are too high for her to look outside.
Wow!
After that, we screwed the HPL boards to the faceboard, so we could install the gutters, which for some reason I didn't record, but this is how it looks. The membrane gets taped to some bent sheet metal, which connects to the gutters. We also nailed down some bird protection. Then again, some battens here and some windows there, before we took the old dormer apart. For hauling away the old metal and tar roof, the tractor comes in handy again, as it is quite heavy. We needed to rebuild almost the whole dormer to accommodate for the new windows that will go in there. Then again, installing some battens before we could install the new flashing between the main roof and the addition. And now we finally started putting the first tiles in place. But it came to an abrupt ending because we had an appointment with the world's biggest metal festival. After 1 week of way too much alcohol and way too less sleep, we got back on the roof and continued tiling and covering up the chimney. The ridges on the addition get covered up with a special tape that gets glued to the tiles. The tiles here get installed with some special brackets. Next, we marked a straight line along the valley and cut the tiles with an angle grinder. Wow, more tiling! But before we can finish up the last part of the roof, we need to get the dormer done first. The roof gets covered with 3 layers of tar total. The first one gets nailed onto the OSB. Before gluing the second layer on there, we need to install the gutters, which also get connected to the roof via sheet metal. On these we brushed some bitumen gluey thingy and then laid down the other 2 layers. For the final sprint, we put the last tiles in place, installed a windowsill and HPL boards to the dormer. For the transition between the barn and the roof, we used a product called Wackerflex. And that's it. The roof is done. It took us about 6 months to complete it, but it should last another 60 years, I guess. So, time well spent.